Hey everyone, welcome back to the Union Pacific Mojave Subdivision in N scale. Time for a layout update. All right. Appreciate everybody's help on the track planning stuff. Went ahead and broke ground on some bench work, as you can see. And I'll get into that here in a minute in more detail. But yeah, happy to be doing a layout update on the Union Pacific Mojave Subdivision. And boy, that took some time trying to get that Cajon subdivision out of my head because I keep wanting to say it at the beginning of every video. So since the last layout update, or I guess track planning video, I kind of started moving things into the room, as you can see. I was trying to make some room in the other part of the basement that's still unfinished, so I can kind of map out what I'm going to be doing in there this fall and winter. And I was like, well, let me go ahead and start moving some of this stuff in here. I'll just put it in the corner. And then I kind of started putting it in the corner over there, back in the little recessed area. And, I was like, all right, let me just go ahead and I was just going to throw everything in here in one area. But then I kind of started lining the walls with stuff just so I can kind of get a feel for how wide my aisles would be. Obviously, tape on the ground is one thing, but when you actually have things there, you're walking between, it's a little easier to definitely see if it's too small or, it's adequate. So anyway, kind of started doing that, and then kind of moved these dressers back in that I had under the layout in the old layout in the garage. And then I kind of just started, putting things away and trying to get a little bit organized. I don't even think I have all these full yet. I've got like maybe a handful of them full. I don't even know how many of these I have left to fill. But there's some that are empty. And then definitely have a lot of room to, continue putting stuff away. But I think those two are empty. Those four and that one are empty. So obviously it's not enough room. I've got a lot more rolling stock than that. I had another dresser in my garage at the last layout. So I am going to have to get some more furniture for under the layout. Some ways of putting all the rolling stock away, because I don't like really having it in boxes like this. But for now, it's just temporary. Some of this furniture will probably go away. And then some of it will, maybe if I can find something that matches those, I'll get a couple more. But again, just got all the train stuff in here and kind of started putting it away and kind of organizing. Like a lot of my scenery stuff is there, buildings, scenery stuff. This is pretty much all scenery and kind of like tools and things like that you would need to work on the layout. And then a lot of this is just packed up rolling stock and stuff I've accumulated over the years from old layouts. Some of it I definitely need to go through and get rid of, but it is nice to finally get in here and get somewhat organized. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there, and it definitely makes putting the layout together easier as I go. That's all the hardware. A lot of this is all the hardware from the old layout. And I am trying to use as much of that as I can on this layout. So, but over to the bench work. So, I went and started, I got this section in first. This is an 18-foot wall across. Went ahead and put that section in and then quickly put in the next section. So that wall was pretty much done. These are just temporary legs. If they have clamps, they're temporary still. This is mounted to the studs. I built this room so I know where all the studs are, 16 inches apart. So very easy to find them. But yeah, this is going to be Edison. And then this would be kind of down here would be like the sand cut area, Bina, I don't know how you pronounce it, Bina. But that would be like kind of single track through here, maybe like those single track bridges going over the washes and the creeks there at Bena. And then it would kind of come back to like double track over here. And then this is like where Caliente Creek would start. And then it would have its run up to Caliente, which is kind of where the Benchwork ends right now. I have been putting in dedicated holes for the wiring and LocoNet cables, things like that, bus wires and anything I need to run. It'll be nice and clean. It won't be hanging. And then, you know, that definitely won't be like a rat's nest like the last layout was. As you can see here, this is also where the L-girder Benchwork kind of takes over. Oops, almost dropped my tool. And it'll probably be right about here where it kind of takes over. I might have a small overlap of L-girder there, just so I can start putting, you know, the cross pieces on, and then I can have supports at different levels as the track starts to incline. It's going to slowly start inclining from Edison all the way up to here, but it won't be that much of an incline. So my plan is to kind of transition to L-girder, and then I can keep my Benchwork mostly, for the most part, the same height. And then, you know, as I need to, I can just make the supports taller so that, you know, as the incline, you know, as it gets taller, you know, it's still going to be the same, roughly the same height, just to be, I guess, deeper, longer fascia on the front. So I don't know. We'll see. I might have to incline some of the Benchwork at some point, but eventually it's gonna go down there to, this is where Caliente would be. You can kind of see on the floor. You can see the taped off track. That's where Caliente will be, and then it'll go down there through tunnels 1 and 2, and then you'll start kind of the Beeville siding, and that would end right about here. And then it's going to cross this doorway at an elevated height. So if I need to bring my Benchwork higher for technically the upper level would start here. This is where, you know, that upper level Benchwork can actually be higher. So, and those blue marks are my tape marks for the height of the Benchwork throughout the room. But yeah, it's coming along. I'm really happy. The Benchwork has been actually going together pretty well. I like building Benchwork. I like doing wood stuff. So I just went and picked up 10 more of the 10-foot 1x4s this morning from Lowe's. So debating whether or not to start here next, or possibly start running the Bakersfield yard down there above that furniture. But it is coming together nicely. Got a live view of Mojave's yard on the screen as well. Gives me something to watch while I'm working down here, as well as some tunes, which I turned off for this. And I also did build some legs. These are actually 1x3s and 1x2s put together. And then they have a 1x2 cross members, or supports, I guess you could say. And those are glued and nailed to those legs. So if I ever have to take these legs off, they would just come off in one section, and those are held on by nuts and bolts. Same with this one over here. Pretty happy with how they turned out. I'm hoping not to use that many legs on the layout. Really, if I can avoid it, maybe just where required. Obviously the freestanding areas would need it. You know, like the areas through here that's freestanding, down there probably at where the loop's gonna be, definitely will need it. But like for areas like this, you know, that's low profile and secured to the bulkhead, or secured to the wall, excuse me. I don't know, I'm debating whether or not to put, you know, some legs throughout here, or maybe get some, like, they make these, they're called countertop brackets. They're very sturdy, and I could actually brace it from underneath. So it's really like a support underneath. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of that. I don't know how sturdy those things would be over the on the layout itself over time. Are they going to sag? I'm not sure. They look very sturdy, and I did brackets on my upper level on the last layout, and those held up pretty good. And those were actually like these type of brackets. Obviously, this one's smaller, but I have some of the longer ones. And they did okay, but I'm not, I'm kind of leery about doing that again because I was really surprised that layout, over time, that upper level in the last layout didn't start sagging. So, but anyway, yeah, that's kind of a quick update. Just kind of want to get something out there to show some of the progress on the Benchwork, because I know a lot of people have been asking, like, when are you going to break ground on the layout? So here it is. So let me know what you guys think. And appreciate the feedback, the comments, and suggestions. And hopefully I'll have another one up here maybe in another couple of weeks, if not sooner, with some more Benchwork progress. All right. Appreciate everyone's comments and support. Let me take one quick last peek around the room, just in case I was moving the camera too fast for everybody. But and I do apologize if that's the case. Tell me in the comments. But yeah, that's it so far. Coming along nicely. All right, appreciate it. Y'all have a great weekend.